Hey, welcome back to the Art of a Life Well Lived. I am Christine Regan Lake, and it's good to be here again. So today is my What Are Your Blockages reading, and if you like what I have to share, I hope you share it with others. Hit the like button or subscribe to my channel so that we can share these messages with whoever needs to hear them. Again, this is a timeless reading. If something doesn't resonate with you, it's not for you. If it does resonate, then take the messages that work for you and leave whatever doesn't. And it is timeless, meaning that it's good whenever this message finds you. Okay, so let's get started. So there was some very specific themes that came through in today's reading. The first card that came up was no self-discipline, which basically means that whoever this message is for has significant issues with dealing with delayed gratification. So you have impulse control issues. It could be leading to either overeating, overworking, things like that. And the next card that came out that was relevant to that was workaholic, right? So you have discipline issues, and part of how you deal with those discipline issues is having that you are just, there's total imbalance in your life. You don't know how to balance the different areas of your life. And part of the reason that is because your hierarchy of values are out of place. So what the message of this card talks about is the fact that the hierarchy of your values, right, is out of alignment with what your soul truly values, right? And our highest value as spiritual beings is love. So if you have a hierarchy of values that puts other things above love, then you're going to suffer because your soul is nourished by the things that are like love. Like we are human beings that crave love and connection. And if you are seeking significance above love, which significance, we need it, it's part of the ego that we want to make an impact in the world and things like that. But if it's out of balance and your ego trumps your heart and your soul, then you're going to suffer. And part of how you deal with that is by distracting yourself. So you can distract yourself with food, with the overeating. You know, the workaholism is about seeking significance in the workplace so that you can feel really important. Maybe you've got a big, important title, or you're driven to make a lot of money because making a lot of money makes you feel like you're important. That's great for your bank account, but it's not nourishing at all to your heart and your soul, and your relationships take a hit for that. Now, the next card that came up that was relevant with regard to no self-discipline was trauma debt, right? So trauma debt is about spending money, and going into debt because the spending money is another way that you distract yourself, right? So because you can't handle the things that are bubbling up inside of you because you're discontent about a lot of things, you seek distractions. And so two of those distractions in the reading right now are being a workaholic and trauma debt, meaning you're going into debt, you're spending money on your credit card or things like that you don't need to be doing, and you're doing it because you're looking for that quick hit. You're going to go buy something and you get excited about this new toy that's coming in the mail, but you really shouldn't have spent the money. And you spent the money because you have impulse control issues, because you have no self-discipline. So part of the variables that are impacting this inability to have self-control, it's because you have an inability to healthfully regulate your emotions. Part of that's being affected by the fact that you're in fight, flight, or freeze mode 24/7. So the core issue is that you have to neutralize this fight or flight that's triggered in your body. And for many people who've existed walking on eggshells for a long period of times, people who've existed in survival mode, your fight or flight can get switched on 24/7, which means you're overproducing adrenaline and cortisol, which obviously is going to impact your ability to have serenity, peace, and calm, because it causes anxiety. You literally have chemical fear shooting all through your body. So you are being encouraged to do a heart chakra clearing. You want to clear your heart chakra, and you're being encouraged to wear rose quartz. Rose quartz will help open your heart. It will help you be more present. It will help you reconnect with the love inside of yourself, the unconditional love of the divine, our creator. And so it's super important for you to calm your body so that you're not seeking these distractions. It's very difficult to be present when you're wired on steroids of adrenaline and cortisol, right? Because your body's like, you're just kind of this frenetic energy because you've got this coursing chemical fear flooding through your body. So you should really focus on learning how to turn off the sympathetic nervous system. Again, I've mentioned this in numerous videos about near-infrared saunas, meditation, things like that. You have to soothe, you have to turn off that sympathetic nervous system, and you need to start calming the body down so that you can get present, you can be you can open your heart, and you can start, and you would benefit from reevaluating the value hierarchy that you're currently living. If you're putting significance above love, you will always feel a void. You're going to pursue egoic pursuits above love and connection. And it's love and connection that is what our heart and our soul seek most, right? So one of the things that came up in terms of you moving forward and being able to step more into your heart, get more present, is that you would benefit in terms of your workaholism, how to bring more balance to that, is for you to focus on service, right? So if you've been completely out of balance and you're a workaholic who just totally focuses 24/7 on working, and it's all about feeding the ego, then you would benefit from focusing on service to others. Maybe start volunteering some way, in some capacity. And what Spirit is trying to tell you that is, if you do that, I don't know if maybe you're a workaholic and you're an employee, or maybe you have a business of your own, and you're being a workaholic in your business, but you don't really like the business anymore. It may be financially rewarding to you. It might be financially generous to you, but it might not be soulfully fulfilling to you. What Spirit is trying to tell you is that if you focus on service, you get out of your ego and get into your heart, and you focus on serving others, that something entrepreneurial is going to come from that. And basically what the message is that you will be able to create an income stream that feeds your heart and soul, and your bank account. It's not just feeding your bank account. So there are employees who hate their job, or people who own their businesses, but they hate the business now and they don't like it anymore. It feeds the bank account, but it actually drains your heart and your soul because your heart's not in it anymore. So you are being encouraged to focus on others, and from that, something will come forward in terms of an entrepreneurial business that you could get from that. Now, the next theme that came up was a toxic blueprint in terms of the patient blueprint, meaning that you're sickly. So you may have, now this could be a separate message. So maybe the person who is sick is not the workaholic, or they're both, right? So it's just take what messages work for you and leave what doesn't. So this might be just a message for someone who's sick and isn't a workaholic. So just take it as it is, take it what resonates with you. But this theme, part of the message, is about the patient blueprint, where you're sickly, and the reason that you're sick is because you have toxic levels of guilt. So you need to release the guilt, stop guilting others, and stop guilting yourself, and release resentment. So it's guilt and resentment that are negatively affecting your health. And again, the heart chakra and the rose quartz, those are two things that you would benefit from in terms of healing that guilt and shame. I would also encourage you to do the Honopono Prayer. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. And so the heart chakra and the Honopono Prayer. And finally, the last messages that came through this before I'm going to get into the astrological signs and symbols that came up that they want to mention. So in terms of bringing more balance to your life, you are being encouraged to get out there and have more adventure. Your soul is bored. It feels like it's rotting, and it wants more adventure and exercise. So your physical body is going to, I would encourage you, based on the fact that you have the fight or flight freeze, I would encourage you to get your exercise in nature, maybe go for a hike in nature, because nature will help calm the body and help turn the sympathetic nervous system off. So rather than like pulsing out, at the gym, hardcore, try to exercise in nature. That will best serve your physical body, emotional body, your spiritual body. And it's free, so it won't hurt your wallet. Okay, all right, so I did roll the dice for signs of who these messages could be for, and the signs that came up were Cancer, Aries, and Sagittarius. So Cancer, Aries, and Sagittarius, and the number that came up was number 5. 5 is about change. So the next 3 important messages that came through, when I rolled the dice, there were 3 symbols that came up. It was the Venus sign, the Mars, and your South Node. So in terms of the message that is trying to come through for you for the Venus sign, so Venus is all about, so Venus is about how you love and enjoy beauty. Again, this goes back to the heart chakra, what your main values are. That's important because, as we said, your hierarchy of values were out of alignment, so you want to reevaluate what's really important to you. The way you express affection and love, how you spend money, again, that goes back to the trauma debt, right? So it's a consistent theme. It's a consistent theme that's coming up. So you're really being encouraged to get present, to get into your heart, open up your heart chakra, and bring balance. This reading is all about the fact that your life is out of balance. It's in extremes. And I've said for years that I believe the quality of people's life is the quality of their energy management. And right now, this reading is saying you are out of alignment. You are doing in extremes. You're extreme spending money too much. You are extreme in working too much. You have to learn how to enjoy life. You need to learn how to relax. You need to learn how to receive. So you would benefit from bringing more balance into your life. Okay, so the next message that came up was for the Mars sign. So the Mars sign encourages you, it's about how you make something happen, how you're taking action, what you do to survive, how you handle anger and conflict, your physical strength and willpower, right? So this goes back to the willpower of no self-discipline. It is super important for you. There's actually a saying that discipline is the key to freedom, right? It's because we don't have freedom that we can become a prisoner, right? It's because you overspend, you don't have discipline on your money, and you're overspending, right? Now all of a sudden you have debt and you're a prisoner of your debt because you can't, because you don't have the ability to healthfully balance and regulate your emotions. You run from life by becoming a workaholic. So you are being encouraged to embrace your strength and embrace your discipline. Bring into your life the discipline and the habits that you need to create a balanced life that is full of love, that focuses on others and service, that will lead you to an income stream that gives you an entrepreneurial opportunity that feeds your heart and your soul. And the last symbol that came up was the South Node. So the South Node is all about So the aspects of transit in this node help the individual to revisit, recognize, and rework modes of action to ensure success in the direction of rightness and balance. Again, balance. This reading is all about asking you to bring more balance into your life so that you can open your heart, you can find a more joyful, heart-fulfilling, soul-nourishing existence that will give you a beautiful income, but also feeds you emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. It's that balance, right? So it's the extremes that cause illness and bring the body out of balance. So those are my messages. I hope you found value. If you did, please like, share, or subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye.